Okay, so I am back again. I was having some technical difficulties, so we're going to go ahead and get into the reading. So I have the truth card to show up here, which has the number 4. If you're able to view that card, truth card relates to a pact or an agreement. Number 4 relates to comfort, stability, and determination. I believe the stability came by way of a pact or an agreement, selling of one's soul or sell out. Reference to my podcast and presentation that I've done about selling of one's soul and what exactly that means to sell of one's soul. I also have this card here, Prince of Wands. Prince relates to the youth. I believe it equates in this case to the past. Wands relates to life force, willpower, passion, creativity, ego, and personality. I have the journalist here. So something lets me know that um, we know what journal is to journalists. Um, Perhaps you signed your name up or signed up for something that you did not agree with. That's what it lets me know. All right. And I'm not talking about a lease. I'm talking about in life. I'm talking about in general. I'm talking about a spiritual duty or a spirit related job field for those who may be uh, inquisitive to know or inquiring minds. I'm talking about in terms of a pact with the devil. Okay. And what does that mean to make a pact with the devil? The next card I have here is Queen of Swords, the painter. I do believe this is in reference to an older woman. I believe there was some challenges that was coming against you in terms of the mind and the intellect, action, knowledge, power, and change. I have the painter here, so something lets me know that you painted this picture. You was trying to cover up, and I believe this is someone who has transitioned over, and also in reference to a youth, a male, younger male who, because of confusion, was not able to differentiate what was going on in terms of this life theme of this journey that this person was under. You died as the result of the sins of the mother, grandmother, or great grandmother, even. That's what I feel. You will begin to see that we all have a theme in life, and history does repeat itself. And when you're not conscientious about history, whether it be culturally, family history, or what have you, you would end up reliving the same sins of the father or mother per se. I think this reading is in relation to that. Someone who's young died as a result of some things that transpired regarding a pact or an agreement. All right. So let's go ahead. We're going to pull out the love cards. And as I was pulling out the love cards, I bumped and it knocked my camera out. So, yeah. All right. Um, so this is something that just came to me regarding this reading, that this person sold out and sold his soul because of an agreement or a pact with the devil. All right. And you are reliving a grandmother or great grandmother, even. That's what it lets me know. She did the same thing. She was plagued with some of these same similar challenges. All right, in her time. That's what it lets me know. All right, so let me meditate, and I'm going to focus on 3 cards regarding love. Regarding love. When I give my readings, I give my opinions because these are my readings, and this is what comes through to me. You know how oftentimes when we speak of people who have transitioned over or who have died, we like to remember them for the positive things, and oftentimes we don't, you know, for being fear of being ostracized or um, we often don't speak of the negative in regards to someone's life, particularly when they are dead or have transitioned over for a respect for the dead. I honestly feel as though this person was not the best of the best individual. We all have bad days. We do. Some more so than others. So I honestly feel as though this is applicable to someone that was more or less more so than others in terms of um, positive, favorable energy. I honestly feel as though this person perhaps was cursed um, from the start. All right, let's get out the love cards. Love cards. X. Breakup, separation, stop the parenting, silent treatment, abandonment. So even though this person had what they refer to a hard not life, it still can be a living testament to someone, to those who are out there, to stop this cycle. Because I do believe that this is a curse that is on whoever this reading is applicable to or resonate with. It's a revolving cycle, similarly to like a vortex, like a rat that's on a pinwheel, spins round and round and round and round and round and round. And round. It's just that's what I feel. Like you can't get out of these circumstances. You can't get out of this portal. It is a ever evolving cycle. All right. Um. So I think in the honor of this young youth who's transition, something lets me know youth being late teens, early 20s. All right. As well as what transpired was I'm getting a grandmother or even a great grandmother, possibly a great grandmother figure. Okay. So they're wanting their legacy to be known about selling of one's soul in a pact with the devil, quote unquote, so to speak, and to convey out about the realism of how life truly works versus the um, you know fairy tale um ideations of it. So the next card I have here is addiction, codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, restraint. I believe this person was played with a lot of hurdles in their life, a lot of hardships, a lot of struggles in their life, which made them led them to make some decisions that were very hard decisions to make. Is what it lets me know. Now the next card I have here is ascending. Ascending is transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. So I honestly believe that this person, out of adversity and struggles, was a mastermind to forefronting some things to where you know was very unfavorable for many people. This person was not light in their life. Is what it lets me know. Um, which can be a very hard thing to deal um, with doing a reading, because oftentimes we want to, even when we do, we attend services, funeral services, and they do the eulogy, we oftentimes want to highlight the positive things. We don't want to speak about the negative things. That's understandable. But I do feel as though this person had some very unfavorable things to occur in their life, and they made some very hard decisions that, just put it this way, this person made a lot of enemies, is what I'm getting at. All right. Now let's go ahead. I'm going to pull out my past history. Let's get a little bit more on history. A little bit more on history. So again, when I do my readings, their journal, I can have a focus on who it's about, but I keep it to myself. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull out three chords. I'm prompted to pull those two, and we're going to focus on this one. All right. Now, communion living. Something lets me know that this person, um, stayed in a community where it was a lot of, it wasn't favorable. As we can see here, things were not favorable in the community or where this person resided. This person had to fight to the fittest to get to where they were, so to speak. All right. We have ships here. Ships. Something lets me know this person stayed close by. Something that's bordering, like they may be to where they can view ships. So that could be on the coastline or somewhere where they can see things coming in, like a portal of things coming in, so to speak. And this gave this person the ambition to strive to get the things that they was able to view that was coming in. If that makes sense to anybody. I have high priest or priestess. I think this person, although this person I feel was not liked um, by many people. I honestly feel as though even though they did not like this person, she had a level of respect within the community, if that makes sense to anybody. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's pull out. And again, this is my light and dark reading. This is a light and dark reading. All right. So let's get the Celtic cards, which is my thoughts, faith, and belief cards. And let's proceed with that. All right, the next card I have here, we have Four of Swords, we have the World card, and we have Five of Pentacles. So four relates to comfort, stability, and determination. So this person I feel was very determined. Swords relates to the mind and intellect, action, knowledge, power, and change. This person was very determined in their mind. I get a strong sense of masculine energy. Like this person had a strong sense of masculine energy, if that makes sense. Um, you could very well be an air sign. You could very well be, because the swords has a lot to do with air signs. So you could very well be an air sign. I'm actually an air sign, to be honest with you. What is the air signs? We're going to tell you Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. The next card I have here is World. Something lets me know that you have tied, this person had ties to a civilization that was very strong and powerful. You see, I have 21 here. 21. Unity, balance, partnership. One, beginnings, opportunities, and individuality. This person here was you know how they say in a league of their own? Yeah, this person was, I guess, would be perceived as being bold. If that makes sense to anybody, like, how dare you have the audacity? I honestly feel as though some things came against this person, favor fell away, and they had to do some things. In other words, the spirit began to. It's kind of similar to like if you somebody that tries to walk around with a thing or a mission, and then once reality hits, oh, all of a sudden we're not singing that same song anymore. I think this is what ended up transpiring with this. whoever this reading is for. That's what I feel. An older person who has transitioned over. So the world card relates to completion, accomplishment, fulfillment, and wholeness. So this is the thing. This person had their mind set to be a source. You know how sometimes you may have people that start off doing things quote unquote right or righteous, and then when reality sets in and hits in, you was around confusion and chaos even to where the person began to work in backward form because it became a reality that some spirits in this life experience get careless about what you can do for them, um, or they don't want you to save them and things of that nature. So I think this is something that transpired with this older energy that I'm getting. Is I feel it's more or less like a couple of generations back. Well, let's know. The next card I have here is Five of Pentacles. Five relates to stress, conflict, and instability. Pentacles relates to material aspects of life, career, finances, business, and possession. So I do believe this person was business minded. Um, on the dark side, if that makes sense to anybody. Now we're going to go ahead. Let's pull in. Let's get a little bit of family history. Family history. Family history. Oftentimes, to know where we're going and to break the cycle of a curse, we got to know where we've been. You know, many times people tell you that is negative, and you don't pull out that type of um, you don't focus on that type of energy and this, that, and that, and that, this, and that. Well, guess what? In order for you to know where you're going, you got to know where you've been. It's just that simple. That way you can detect or even prevent a lot of that negative energy interceding into your space, is the point. All right? All right, so I have this card here, which is I want to say that's the chariot card. It is what? I had to pull out my, it is a major arcana card. So let's go down to card 7. And we're going to see what the cosmos, source, or God has to say and relating to selling of one's soul. So, to sell of one's soul is um, to do something that is contrary to what is popular. Number one. Number two is to do some things that is similarly to a model, if that makes sense. To do something that is not sensible. And oftentimes, in order for some things to manifest, somebody has to put their head on the guillotine. So God will be the illusionist to, um, I hate to use the word confused, I hate to use the word deceive, but some things will be unfavorable is the point that I'm getting at. All right, so let me refer to the guide. The guide, in terms of the chariot, mentions travel, control, action, willpower, determination. So it's a form of reverse psychology, is what I feel that transpired with this youth by way of this great grandmother figure who lived some couple of generations back. This is some of the things that she experienced in her life. All right. So it says the chariot, Osiris chariot, victory, letters, Zane, Z. which is 7, expresses the septenarius, the domination of the spirit over nature. In the divine world, in the intellectual world, it is the priesthood and empire. So something just came in my being, and I'm going to relate this out that take out time to study language and get sensibility about language because deception spirits are real. And when there's a need for a transition, how a lot of the energy spaces will come together to help that to ensue. So you don't want to get encased in that psychology because it is a spirit um, to get you to be a martyr or a rebel without a cause, if that makes sense to anybody. The physical world, it is the submission of the elements and the forces of matter to intelligence and to the work of man. The Arcana 7 is portrayed by a square shaped war chariot surmounted by a starry baldachin sustained by 4 columns. An armored victor advances in this chariot, holding a scepter and a sword in his hands. He is crowned with a gold circlet ornated with 3 pentagrams, or 5 pointed stars. The square chariot symbolizes the completed opera give me just a moment, of the will that vanquishes obstacles. The 4 columns of the starry baldachin represent the 4 elements subject to the master of the scepter and the sword and remember to those who are out there, many of the language is not your native tongue, okay? On the square front of the chariot, a spear sustained by 2 unfurled wings is painted, a sign of the boundless exaltation of human power in the infinite of space and time. The golden crown on the victor's brow signifies possession of the intellectual light that illuminates all the arcana of fortune. The 3 stars that ornate it symbolize power, balance with intelligence and wisdom. 3 squares are traced on his armor, signifying the rectitude of will, justice, and action. Donated by the strength that the chariot symbolizes, the upturned sword. A sword is the sign of victory. The scepter is surmounted by a triangle, symbol of the spirit, by a square, a symbol of matter, and by a circle, symbol of eternity. It signifies the perpetual dominion of intelligence over the forces of nature. 2 fences, one white, one black, draw the chariot. The white one symbolizes good, the black, evil, the conqueror, the one conqueror, the other conquered. Both have become the handmaids of the magician who triumphed in the trial. So, as I mentioned, the magician is God, who is the illusionist. Remember, O son of earth, that the empire of the world belongs to those who possess sovereignty of spirit. That is the light that illuminates the mysteries of life, smashing obstacles. You will overcome your enemies, and your desires will be realized if you confront the future with daring armed by the awareness of your right. So that is a mouthful. Again, this is the chariot card. Okay. Um, so to sell of one soul to the quote devil, and such as that what you have signed up for or agree upon, oftentimes is your branded, your covenant with God. All right. And without me going into too much detail or what have you, because I don't want to offend some people, and I don't want people to feel like as though I'm condoning anything, and I'm not. So the positive says triumph, success, spiritual or material evolution achieved with intelligence, honors, recognize merits, ambitions, direction, government. All right. This is the energy that comes towards you: failure, lack of success, defeat, incapacity, problems due to one's own mistakes, sudden loss of an already certain result, bad government. So I think this was some of the things that was coming towards this individual, an older woman who has transitioned over. And I think this has trickled down to this youth, this younger person. That's what it lets me know. And you have to be very careful as to um, the words that comes out of your mouth. I'm guilty of that as well because God is letting you know that this is being done under the influence of a spirit. They're not thinking about it; it's just simply channeling through. And once that revelation has come to you, then you'll begin to see, that comes about a certain spirit to do this in spirit related job is as such. All right. So, what ultimately is the message? Well, let's get the Healing Oracle to provide you some sense of direction and clarity. Then we're going to pull out the angel cards. Okie dokie. Joy. Like a child discovered joy in the simplicity of life. Happiness lies in magical moments, not in the material. Even the smallest joy is a great source of light. So I think illumination is coming towards you regarding what the term is and what actually transpired, what have you. All right. Okay, dokie. Let's focus on this card here in the middle. In the card. Then we're going to do a dark reading. I'm going to bring this to a close. I probably should do some editing, but there's nothing really to edit, to be honest with you. Editing is really for those who are doing like real life blogging per se. Indigo and crystal children. So this is a message to the youth. So let's know. Archangel Metatron, you have a bond with children, and particularly you can help children who are sensitive. So in other words, this is by way of God letting you know, although it may not seem as though I serve a purpose to many, I do to some. A living testament is enough. All right. Um, let's go ahead. We're going to pull out. Let's go ahead. We're going to do the dark reading. We're going to get to the gist of it. That's what we want to do. Let's get to the gist. Let's get to the gist. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull out all my cards. I think it's two negative forces over this energy space. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm going to focus on. I am going to focus on this one. I'm gonna just pull out two of these here. These are my dark cards. So the dark cards pretty much is going to give you revelation about the light, right? Okay. Because like I said, the sun is what? Illumination, clarification, something you already know. The moon, in my sense of the matter, is revelation, something that you may not have even fathomed. It's what I gained from it. All right, one and two. Oh gosh. All right, so let's get these two negative energies here. go ahead and pull this out. Let's pull this out. We got one and we have two. All right. We want to focus on things that are relevant. Don't get offended by light and dark and all of that. Just we could just simply say illumination, clarity, and revelation. Uh, the next one I have here is the Moonology card. This is letting me know what energy space. The way I interpret astrology in terms of the zodiac signs, we all can possess these energy spaces. I do believe that when you're born within a certain time frame, you are more susceptible to that energy, if that makes sense to anybody. Okay? Alrighty. Let's focus on this one. All right, so for those who may be listening in, tuning in, if you're wanting to read it, I had somebody to show up, but it looks like they got thrown off when the thing got knocked off. So you're more than welcome to comment for a reading. I do have the Patreon set up with memberships on the Patreon. Whatever membership you want to enroll in. It's 3 tiers. I have the uh, love, past life, and let me go ahead and pull up our Patreon. Give me just a moment while I'm babbling on. All right, so let's pull up my Patreon before I proceed into the dark reading. Okay, so how does the membership work? Well, let's go to it. Let's get to it. All right, so the Patreon is set up into tiers. I have 3 different tiers, and I had to go into this the other day because I signed up for this Patreon 2 years ago and left it because it was I did it in the midst of doing something, and I never really even took out the time to even focus on it. To be honest with you, until the other day. So it's 3 tiers. You have the $5 tier, which is $5 monthly, one reading per month. And that is either a love, past life, or chakra reading. Now, I do have the healthcare background with the capacity of a licensed practical nurse, so I'm not able to diagnose anyone. I just want that to be known. I could only go off of holistic health, natural home remedies, and things of that nature. This information is readily available. I do online. I do aspire to, as I said in the past, I did go into um, purchasing a system for Reiki healing. I have not yet completed. It's a lot of information regarding Reiki healing. All right. But you get one of those per month at $5 per month, and that's the way I have my set up. All right, the next tier is the highlighted tier, which is $10 per month. You get one astrological elemental reading per week. So, say for instance, if you are someone who is a air sign like myself, all right. So I will do a reading with you once a week, and you let me know what is convenient for you once a week. And we will have to make sure it's can agree with both of our schedules. And you will get one astrological reading per week, and that's under the astrological elemental reading. The next one I have here is also $10 per month, and that is one per month. That is the 3 card spread, which will be a past, present, future, or you a 6 card Celtic Cross, or even a 10 card Celtic Cross, whichever one. And that's once per month at $10 per month. And that's the way I have my Patreon set up, or what have you. And so you can have, access to a lot of information that I have come to know. A lot of this stuff you can readily pull offline if you want. But I think a lot of it is mockery. Once you have gained insight as to what is being conveyed, there is a message or a language within it. All right? All right. So let's go ahead, let's proceed to the dark reading. So as I mentioned, I feel as though this is someone who made a pact with the devil. So the soul signed up for something they didn't really know they were signing up for. And as a result, you have been branded in this. All right, I pull out two cards here. Let's turn these cards over. Something lets me know that someone set you up regarding something that they gave you. This is how they got you. They set you up by something that they gave you. I have this here. You see how you notice the scales here, which is a representation of justice. The scales, I think that's called the scales of what, truth and justice, or some liberty, or something of a sort. So something lets me know that whoever this reading is for, somebody set you up regarding something regarding courts. Could have perhaps been lawyers or something of that nature, and deceive you is what it lets me know. Like bamboozled you, if that even makes sense to anybody. Somebody bamboozled you. That's what it lets me know. hmm Somebody set you up and bamboozled you. I feel as though it was um, this is a commonality. I feel. I feel. So again, this is something that I feel as though it's a curse. Um, and I think as we go through history, these themes carry into history. So is to tell on things that transpire in history. So you're a reenactment or a replay of some things that happened in history to carry the legacy along the way about themes of life and the cycle of life, if that makes sense to you. And just so happened this younger person I feel between ages of 19 and about 22 is telling on moments in time. I have the Page of Cups here. So that's basically what that is. That Page of Cups is a representation of this person who I mentioned earlier, who is uh, the sacrifice is what I'm getting at. Sacrifice, sacrificial energy. That's what I'm gaining from this. Sacrificial energy is a curse. A curse is something that is going to happen. Just put it this way: we all going to face our karma in life, whether we do right or wrong. That's just life. A curse is something that is your covenant, bound in covenant. Similarly to selling your soul with God, you're going to do it. It's going to manifest to alert the world. So that's basically what that is. All right. Oh, Kidoka, let's pull out this card here. Have the Hair Moon propagating energy. I honestly feel as though a lot of change in appearances is to try to divert that energy or remanifest it because, like I said, when that spectrum meets this one, they're looking to capture souls. So you want to be in the best sense of the matter in terms of when the angel of death is looking to capture souls, ultimately. All right. Um, let's get out the energy. What energy is it? I said it was a dark energy. I just mentioned the angel of death. Number this one here mentions what? Three of Cups. Gushyan. So three relates to groups expansion expression. I do believe this is something that you wanted me to convey, express. Please tell them this. Tell them this. Express this to them so they will gain and understand. Reconciles friends, tells of the past, present, and future, gives dignities and honors. So again, this is something they want me to convey out because you able to know God put it in my spiritual being. I had a spiritual knowing people and to convey what is being relayed. All right. Yeah, Lucifer. Lucifer. Yeah. Who is Lucifer? Well, I mentioned that God is the illusionist. Lucifer and God is one and the same. Ultimately. Provides liberation and illumination, incites jealousy and envy. You see how you said the little angel sitting there, all these little dead? That's angel death. That's the angel of death. That's what that is. All right. A fire climax is approaching. You see, I got this round here, full moon in Aries. All right, so let's read the significance of Aries. Aries. Courageous, passionate, direct, naive, aggressive, egotistical, rules the house of self. All right, so let's go to my zodiac uh, bookmark here. Let's go to my zodiac bookmark. Aries is the ram, March 21st through April 19th. That's what it has here. So I do believe this energy will be susceptible, courageous, passionate, direct, naive, aggressive, egotistical, rules the house of self. So let's go to the houses. The house or the first house of self. Let's go to the houses. So it goes on to mention the first house begins the zodiac and covers the all first. First impressions, self and appearance, leadership, new initiatives, fresh starts and beginnings. The sign on the cusp or starting edge of this house is referred to as your rising sign or ascendant. All right. So Mars is overruling, overseeing this situation because I have Aries here, and then I have Aries associated with Mars. I act, I act, I act. So it's not necessarily for you to deceive, but when that energy space come around, God will put you in suit to what? Deflect that energy space. Action is very notable. Energy, conflict, passion, sex drive, and aggression linked to the sex glands, left ear, and muscular system. Rules the first house again. So I think that energy space comes around at certain cycles. You have to be very conscientious and aware of when that energy space comes around. All right. Now, Aries is a part of what? It's a part of the fire sign. It's a masculine energy, comes from the south, um, or what have you. It's peak. I'm going to say is during the summer. Although Aries, as I just mentioned, is between what March. Um, let's pull that back up. It's between March. Was it March 21st March 21st to April 19th, but I believe the peak is during summer. Again, energy, power, creativity, inner strength, passion, and sexuality is what it has mentioned here. Okay. So, saying that to say, um, I think a lot of this has a lot to do with selling of one's soul. And I'm not talking about, even though we bring up sexuality, I think sexuality is a form of expression. The ultimate thing that I want to get out is selling of one's soul in this life experience, if that makes sense. So, what does that mean? I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. All right. Okay. If someone has taken soul out to be a someone that is a transitioner, but then that's what they're going to be stuck as. They will be branded as such to transition you away from this space, and that's what I feel that is. All right, because you have made that agreement and that pact with God. Wink, wink. That's what I feel. Okay, so once revelation has come to many people, when you are presented with certain energies, that's what I mean when I say don't take it as face value, because you will find that some would turn on their own mama, their own daddy. That's why the Bible said mother against daughter, father against son, sister against brother, husband against wife, and vice versa. Okay, so. I am going to conclude this episode of Spiritual Sense during the light and dark reading. If you're wanting a reading, you're more than welcome to comment below or place it in the chat. Until then, you have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.